All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Okay, so it looks like altcoins are starting to move. Looks like altcoins are starting to move. And it looks like the BTC dominance has fallen. So we'll take a look at, let's take a look at that chart first. And then we'll start to take a look at some of these coins that are moving. And again, go over some narratives that I think are going to do really well, in my opinion. All right, so let me pull up this BTC dominance. BTC dominance chart. Let's see. All right, yeah, I found a chart here. Let me share my screen. All right. So yeah, I mean, just the other day, the BTC dominance was at 61%. And typically, the rule of thumb, what they say is altcoins start to rally when BTC dominance gets below 50% or close to it. And it took a big dip. Trying to see. Okay, so they have the 1 day. Let's go to 1 week. Yeah. So if we look at the 1 week chart, the highest it was this week is 61.5%. Right, so it has fell substantially. It's fell 3%. Because remember, BTC is $1 trillion asset, and for it to fall 3%, I mean, there's a lot of liquidity that needs to come out of BTC. Now, and it maybe doesn't necessarily mean people are not interested in BTC, but they're starting to see an interest in altcoins. And this just makes sense. I mean, if we look at the last 2 years, altcoins have been suffering, right? Now we have had some altcoins that have gone up in price. For instance, Sol has gone up in price and has done really well, especially if you got into it towards the bottom, right? Like when we were, and most people weren't thinking about. I honestly wasn't thinking about Sol. When Sol was when Sol was coming up, I would say last bull market when it went to 150, 160, like during the crash, a lot of people were just talking about outages and things like that. And during the time, it was just not very smart to get into a coin that had outages. Like the main thing about crypto was like it doesn't go down, right? Nobody could take it down. And the fact that Sol was going out so much kind of took it off my radar. I never really thought about it, but I did think it was really on sale when, I mean, obviously hindsight is 2020, but at the time I did think it would have some type of pump because it was still staying in the top 10. Right, so Sol was still staying in the top 10, and I mean, it lost a lot. Obviously, it lost like 90% of its value, but I mean, look at it, right? I mean, it went from all the way from I think like $9 all the way back to 259, right? That's literally what? 9 times like 30-40% or 40x on your money since the bottom. Now, have people sold? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people on Twitter that say they've held, and I'm pretty sure some have held. I think the people that understand the cycle, once they saw the resurgence of Sol, they said, okay, this thing is going to come back the next bull market. So congrats to people that have congrats to people that have held during the bear market, right? So going back to this BTC dominance, it looks like the BTC dominance is crashing, but the price of BTC is very high. Now, it looks we try to break 100K probably like 3 to 4 times in the last 3-4 days, and it looks like it's just a bunch of resistance. And I think that is just psychologically, that's just a level where people are thinking about taking profit, right? I think, to be honest, I think that people just like want to have that sell stamp on Coinbase or Binance to say that they sold at 100K. I think psychologically people want to say that they sold at 100K, and I think people are going to have the opportunity to do so. But the thing is, once we break 100K, then people are going to start thinking about, okay, well, if we broke 100K, where can we go next, right? Like 110, 120, 150. Sorry, it was cold outside. I got like the sniffles. I came back from the gym. It's like the worst when you come back from the gym and it's like it's cold outside and then it's like you're sweaty and then you get all that, get all that like wind and you try not to get sick. So hopefully I don't get sick. But yeah, I think psychologically people are trying to sell at 100K, but and then people are going to say, well, we're pretty early in this bull market. 2025 has not even started. And if we break 100K, I think it's just going to be very bullish, which I think we are. I think by the end of the year, we break it, maybe by the end of September. But I don't know. It looks like the BTC dominance is going down. So, and what that just means is that money is coming out of BTC and going into altcoins, right? And remember, 50% is like right around that 50% mark. Below 50% is where we start seeing real surges in altcoins and things like that. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, my opinion on this is, like, I've been in altcoins since the last bear market. So I think you could play the crypto bull cycle in two ways. From the beginning, that you have to have this mentality from the beginning. You could either get into quality projects at the beginning of a bear cycle when, like for instance, Sol, right? If you got in Sol right around here and then you saw this up movement, you could say, okay, well, most likely they will be around for the crypto bull cycle. So maybe a lot of people are holding and have held since 260. Right, so you can either get in alts and just hold alts through, like, okay, so let's go back, right? Let's say you took profit right around here, or somewhere in this area, right? Maybe you didn't time the top, but maybe you got it out somewhere around here, right? Or maybe right here on the first, and now you're in cash, and then you say, okay, well, I still want to get back into the bull market. I mean the crypto market, but I don't want to buy at the top, right? So let's say now you're still in cash and now you're right. It's all the way here in 2022. What you could do, right, is buy alts at these lows. But again, it's so far ahead of the bull market, right? Obviously, hindsight is 2020, but you could have bought here and just hail, but then you run the risk of Sol not coming back or not. Right, so what's good to do is to get into BTC at this time. Now, obviously, it's going to change the next cycle because who knows if BTC is going to fall that harsh once this 2025 bull market is over, right? But the safest thing to do is to get into BTC after you took profit, right? So, okay, let's say you took profit here. And then you got back into the crypto market and you said, okay, I'm just going to buy BTC because we know historically BTC always runs first, right? So let's go to the BTC chart right here. All right, so after it crashed, BTC started going up first, right? And remember, alts are just starting to move now. So when BTC did this run up here, alts pretty much were either going down or just did the same. So if you got in at the bottom, and obviously you can't time the bottom, but we're just theoretically speaking. So you bought here, And now you're getting all these gains. And what this does, it gives you time to research the most popular narratives, right? It would have gave you time to research and say, okay, AI is popping. You know, again, people want fast transactions. So it looks like Sol layer ones are going to be big again. So being in BTC after a crypto bull market, like once it starts to crash and you say, okay, I want to get back into the crypto market, but I don't want to get into these altcoins that I really don't know are going to be here the next bull cycle. Let me get into BTC so that way what is that? Is that my chart or somebody else's chart? Yeah, so let me get into BTC so that way I at least get the value all the way up and I don't have to guess, right? Because we know BTC is always going to be here. So, yeah, I think that is the play now. As far as altcoins that are moving now, I mean, Avalanche is one of those ones I've been talking about too. Avalanche is it's looking really good, right? I mean, it's kind of been consolidating through this whole period, and now it's making that move on upwards. For me, this one is probably most likely going to retest its old highs and probably a little bit higher, right? So its old highs was like 125. Maybe it does double that. Maybe it's at 250, right? Which would put it, let me see, it's at what, a $17.7 billion market cap right now. To get to 125, I mean, it's like 3x, so it's like 51 billion. So yeah, I think Avalanche could be at 100 billion, which would put it right around $250 at the end of this bull cycle. And Avalanche is one of those, I'm not going to say sure play because nothing's for sure, but Avalanche is a really good L1, and I think a lot of people have been sleeping on this one. So I think this one's going to do really well. And yeah, I think people are sleeping on this. Let me make sure that give me a second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I got to pull my comments box up. Make sure I'm not getting any comments. All right. Give me a sec. Share my screen again. Yeah. So, and again, so Avalanche is one of those ones. Let's look at some other ones. I think Render is going to be something good. Chainlink is gonna. I think Chainlink's gonna perform well too. They're having a lot of like integrations with I think they had an integration with Swift, so I think they're gonna do well this bull run. Now I'm not sure how high they're gonna go. I know they have a competitor called like Pith, which kind of does like the same thing, and it's a lower market cap, but I'm not sure how. So the Oracle play was like 2021, right? Chainlink, everybody was talking about Chainlink. So I'm not sure if the Oracle play is going to be as strong, but it's still in the top 100, right? If you're in the top 100 coins, I think you'll do well. Sui, what they're saying is Sui is going to be the next Sol. So Sui may, if you do your research, it may be something that does a 5 to 10x from here. I could see Sui at 50 billion to 50 billion to 100 billion. Hey, what's up, Alexander? You said they're both great. Buy both. Are you talking about Avalanche and Sui or something else? I'm not sure. But yeah, Sui I think could be at 50 to 100 billion. 50 to 100 billion, which would do like a 5 to 100x. That and think about it. That is not even the like end of the first the end page, right? Like Sui's top what? Sui's 18, right? And we're talking about it doing a 5 to 10x. Avalanche is number 11. We're talking about it doing, if it goes to 250, I mean that's like a 6x from here. What's your input on Maneki, good sir? Oh, Pith and Link. Yeah, I think Pith and Link are going to do pretty well. I mean, easy 5x from here. Maneki, I didn't heard. Let me look up that. Let me look at the chart. I haven't heard. Oh, guys, if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, all that good stuff. Manake. Yeah, I've never heard of this, and it looks far down, so I'm not sure if you're trying to shill it, trying to promote it. All right, let's look at this chart. All right, the chart does not look good. Well, I'm not sure what they do. I haven't heard of it. So for me, I don't think they're gonna. Again, you got to remember, in a bull market, everything goes up. So can this 1 cent coin go to 5 cents? Yeah, it could do a 5x, and especially with a market cap of 100 million, right? Like 100 million is nothing. 100 million is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Pith drives Jupiter, the largest app in the Sol ecosystem. Yeah, Pith is just, it's similar to Link, so it could end up doing really well in this bull market. It was able to enable the perp trading. Yeah, I think Pith is going to do well. But yeah, I don't know about this Bank. At low market cap, once the bull market starts, we're going to see everything pump, right? We're going to see everything pump. So. And that's the problem. In the bull market, everything pumps and everybody thinks they're an expert. But for me, really, if you don't, I wouldn't even consider yourself an expert, but I would say you know what you're doing if you get a 10x plus. Let's just say that. But I think everybody could get like a 2 to 5x pretty easily without really thinking that hard. So don't get confused. Don't think you're an expert. Make sure you take profit early. What I'm thinking for this bull market is that we see the top somewhere in April, right? So, and I gave this example last time, right? So let's say you're a person that put $10,000 into the crypto market, and you say, okay, I want to take this 10,000 and make 100,000. I think you should shoot for at least 10 to 20% less than what you expected. So if you expected 100,000, take profit at 60, 70, right? You got to be thinking about it and not be greedy. Greedy is what makes you hold your bags until the next bear market, and then you're sad for the next 3 to 4 years because you didn't get out early. The CRO is making a move, and it looks like a 5 to 10x. Yeah, that was a crypto exchange. They were talking about that. CRO, Kronos. And I think they did, back then, they did like some type of merger. Because it wasn't it 2 coins or something like that? Or was it another coin? There was another, the ticker was different back then. But yeah, this one's moving. And this is kind of like a BNB type play and a crypto exchange type play. So, and they've been in the what? They're 28. So they're on the top 100. So they're going to do good. Can they get to their all-time high, 80 cents? It's just a 4x from here. So it's not, I don't think it's not feasible to get that 4x. All right. So, yeah, I think Kronos can do good too. The mobile app is better than Coinbase. I did use their mobile app for a little bit. And I actually had a good experience, but I haven't used it in a while because I actually moved all my crypto off that. For the most part, I'll use Coinbase, but I do like cold storage as well. So, I think either one is fine. What you don't want to do right now, what I'm seeing is you have like these off exchanges where they just say, okay, I'm offering 15 to 20%. Just remember what happened with Voyager. Remember what happened with Celsius. Remember what happened with FTX. So you got to be, thoughtful about who you have a crypto exchange with. For me, in my opinion, I think Coinbase and Binance are probably the safest, right? They've been here since all the bull markets, all the bear markets. And yes, obviously CZ just got out of prison, but he didn't really do anything crazy like take people's funds and things like that. So I think you got to be very careful. Yeah, 3 to 5 off ramps, it's cool, but I feel like I would say 2 is minimum. Yeah, and then cold storage, I think that's good. 2 to 3 is good. But remember, I'm going to tell you this too. That's actually a good point. Dex is a little tricky too, but this is a good point. Remember, when the bull market starts, look at your Coinbase app and see, like, there's going to be so many outages, right? Like, so you want to have everything ready. I was telling people, have their limits ready. If you need to increase your limits, whether it's like wire transfer or trading limits, because they're gonna say, okay, we have to verify you to get your limit increase, because there's gonna be a bunch of people. There's gonna be a lot of retail people coming into the space, and Coinbase is going to be acting up. We've seen it every bull market that the the Coinbase app always acts up, always goes offline when the prices are surging and things like that. And then you wake up and you're like, okay, I can't even make a move because now my limits I can't even increase my limits. So make sure you go into your Coinbase app and you increase your limits and you make sure you're prepared, because that's going to be one of the biggest things that holds you back from taking profit, in my opinion. Right? I'm not sure about Kronos. I'm not sure if they ever went down. I'm pretty sure, right? A lot of these, and a lot of it's not their fault. I would say, I'm not going to say it's not their fault. We can assume that they not assume, but we could say that they do it on purpose. But you got to remember, a lot of people do come into the space, and especially when BTC hits 100K, which we're not that far away. We're 98. But again, what I'm seeing right now with this Bitcoin dominance, we're at 58%. So remember, when Bitcoin dominance gets closer to that 50% mark, we start to see a crazy altcoin season. Now, again, I've been telling you the narratives that I believe are going to do well, and that's AI and DePIN. I think AI and DePIN are going to do really good. High volume server, plug pools. Yep, exactly. But yeah, AI and DePIN. If you guys are not on, I actually, in the last year and a half, or maybe two, I've been on Twitter X more. That is actually a good place to be when the crypto bull market, I would say even before the crypto bull market starts, but it's just good information. I wouldn't say trustful information, but you kind of can see where the pulse is going, especially like with narratives, and see where the market is kind of going towards. You could see that, people are just talking about AI. And one thing to follow is these big influencers, right? These KOLs like Alex Becker, BitBoy Crypto. He's being very vocal right now. And even people with like 50 to 60,000 followers, like, see who they're talking about. Be in the Discord channels. Are you guys in Discord? Are you guys, whatever projects you're in, you need to be on the Discord channel on your phone and seeing what's going on, right? Because there is going to be, in my opinion, if you're in like those altcoins that are on the second page or third page of CoinMarketCap, you run the risk of, something happen to your coin if you're not seeing what's going on. A lot of rug pulls happen, especially during a bull market. A lot of scams are going on, so you got to be very careful. You have a soul phone. I do not have a soul phone. I have an iPhone. You can also watch Ben Cohen's Social Risk. Yes, yeah, Ben Cohen from he's Coin Bureau, right? Yeah, he's good too. I think though Coin Bureau, what I found out on one of the Discord or Telegram channels that I was at, I think they have a paid, version of what like you could pay to get additional coin recommendations and things like that, from what I heard. So whatever they put out on their YouTube, it's not everything that they like kind of recommend, I guess. And again, I won't say recommendation because they can't give financial advice. But yeah, I think Coin Bureau is good too. I think they have a good pulse. But again, you got to remember, a lot of these people want to make money too. Coin Bureau, actually, there's one, Cryptos R Us is actually not that biased. I think he kind of just pushes the Bitcoin narrative and things like that. So I think Cryptos R Us is good. I'm pretty sure you guys watch Cryptos R Us. And that's basically his strategy. Not the guy you're talking about, Ben Cohen. Is he not from Coin Bureau? Is he not the bald guy with like he's bald and like hair on the side? I'm not sure. Does he have a YouTube channel? If you guys haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Much appreciated. Yeah, but like I said, I think we're coming up into the altcoin season. remember the year after the halving is the most bullish year, and we're 1 month away from the new year, right? So hopefully you guys have your Benjamin Cowan into the crypto. Let me see. Let me look him up on my phone. Ben Cowan. Yeah. Yeah, this guy right here. He has his own. Okay, I know what you're talking about. So this guy, but he does appear a lot on the coin the guy from Coin Bureau. He did a couple videos with him. So, but yes, I didn't know he had his own. I didn't know he had his own YouTube. He has 800. So it looks like guy from Coin Bureau invites him on to get his analysis. His like he does all the charts and stuff. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't really looked into his channel because I didn't know he had his own channel. I've seen him on the Coin Bureau channel. So, but yeah, he looks like he knows. The thing about technical analysis, though, it works until it doesn't. You got to remember. Yeah, he's good at technical analysis. But the thing about technical analysis, it works until it doesn't. And you got to remember, in a bull market, things just go crazy, right? Like you're going to see stuff that's valued at 1 billion go to 20 billion. That's a 20x. And none of the charts, none of the lines that they've drawn on their charts are going to account for that. You got to remember, valuations just go crazy. And it's one of those things where, like, yeah, you suffer for 2 to 3 years in a bear market, but you kind of get all that back when the bull market starts, plus 10x more, right? Especially if you're in the right narrative, especially if you're in the right coin. So yeah, technical analysis is great. I definitely, but it's more, I think technical analysis works better with stocks right now just because it's a more mature market. I think once, BTC probably stays over 100K, maybe technical analysis works a little bit more. But yeah, but I agree. He is good at TA, but again, we're in a crazy bull market. We have institutional investors in the space, spot ETFs, all types of stuff. And right now, too, what's another thing that's kind of, I think people are kind of sleeping on, is Ethereum. I think people have lost some people are like, oh, Sol is good. I think Sol is going to do really well. I mean, a lot of people are applying for big institutions are applying for Sol spot ETFs. But remember, Ethereum spot ETF has been approved already. So I just think right now people are so infatuated with BTC, and you got to look at like MicroStrategy, man. Have you seen MicroStrategy lately? Let's just take a look at that. Take a look at MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy. But you know what a lot of people are saying too? MicroStrategy. Holy crap. This thing's at $400. Yeah. I think it was like at 400 the last time but look at that chart. I mean, look at that. So what I'm thinking is they're going to do, oh, sorry. I can't even see. Look at that parabolic move from, basically this year, like $100 to 420. That's like 4x, right? And this is actually one thing I slept on, and what I'm going to be paying attention to next bull market. Plays like MicroStrategy and Coinbase, they tend to go up a lot as BTC goes up, right? So that's something to pay attention to. Like if you say, look, I want like I can't say sure, but this is my opinion. But like let's say after this bull market, BTC crashes, hovers around 80 to 90,000, right? And then we do the same cycle, 2-3 year kind of bear cycle, and then we start to go up. Coinbase and MicroStrategy are kind of some stocks to look at to potentially get a safe double and triple. I mean, like let's say you had 30, 40,000 in the bank, and Coinbase and MicroStrategy are still around next bull cycle. Like if nothing crazy happens, right? Like some bankruptcy or some type of fraud. those are actually some good plays to look at, right? As well, that's something I actually took notice of because I don't have a stock portfolio. All my money's in crypto, but I do want to build out a stock portfolio after the bear market. I'm looking at some boring stuff. That's another thing too. I think if you make a lot of money in this bull market, this crypto bull market, start take your money out, wait 2 to 3 months, and just sit on the money. Because I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, let's just say you made 150, 200,000. Oh, I want to throw it into the next thing. I want to, this place is offering 15%, like Voyager and Celsius. Let me throw my money in all these other things. And then you end up losing all that money, right? I would say if you make $100,000+ this crypto bull run, sit on that money for like 2-3 months and just think, right? Think about what you can put your money into that's safe. So let's just say, you think you put your money into something, you double it, not in crypto, right? Maybe you do throw it in a stock, a boring stock, maybe like an ETF, and you take that 100,000 and you take it to 200,000, right? Then what you do is you have a capital base of 200,000 for the next bull market. And then if you 5x that, you're right around $1 million. So think about it in that way. Don't think about it, oh, I'm going to take, now I made 200,000. I took my 10,000. I made 200,000. Let me try to get another 10x really quick. Take your money out, relax, sit on the sideline, and assess what good plays that you could put your money in to maybe get a 40, 50%. Maybe you don't go like you already got the 10x from the crypto market. Relax and don't lose that money, man. If you could take 10,000 to make it to 100,000, relax and think about what you can do. All right. So I've been on the live stream for 31 minutes. Guys, if you're watching the live stream, please subscribe. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Hopefully we could get that. I think we could. We're going to start talking more about crypto as the bull market progresses. I have a bunch of video live streams that I talk about crypto, so make sure you guys go back. You can watch those. I will be doing a recap of my positions after the bull market. I don't like to shield what I'm into during the bull market because I don't want people to buy. You think something stable would be better, like a CD? CDs work too. The thing about it, remember though, we're going into a interest decreasing environment, right? We're going to get another interest rate decrease. So depending on when you pull out of the crypto market, interest rates might be down. So you might lock in. But again, it's safe, right? It is safe. You're going to get a 3%. I was thinking more like, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about, right? I can't speak for anybody. This is not financial advice. But I'm looking at something like an Intel, right? So let's say I'm a person that made $80,000 in the crypto market after this bull cycle, right? For me personally, this is not for you guys, but this is what I'm looking at. I think Intel is going to be around forever, right? And I think by the end of the next bull cycle that comes around, Intel will be around 50. And for me, because I looked at it, they're basically having their own foundry service in America. They've been around for a while. If you look at all the Lenovo laptops, Intel's on it, has Intel processing. They're trying to get into the GPU space, trying to like almost basically compete with like a TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor. So, and Intel's been around forever. So when I say safe plays, I'm talking about something like Intel, right? Like, I don't know what Intel will be at by the time the crypto bull market's over. It may be at $40. It may not be this sweet of a price, right? But a CD works too. I think a CD is great. CD works too. It's safe. You don't lose the 80. Let's say you had made 80,000. You don't lose it. And maybe you make, after interest rates decrease, maybe you only get like a 3% return. But it's better than losing your money or putting it into something right away. I really suggest you guys, if you make money in crypto, take a step back, take 3 months off, and just say, okay, I made some money. I'm trying to not lose it. Let me see what I can do, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. The bull market is heating up, and it looks like altcoins are about to take off, in my opinion, right? But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.